The tea is exceptionally good today. Who made this? Very delicious. Hold on.
Hey, my cosmic cousins, it's your girl Nova Charm, and welcome to another episode of Astrology Tea with Nova Charm. And on today's episode, we are thinking real big and setting those real big intentions. That's right, we are going to get into this new moon in Sagittarius, and this new moon is set for December 19th, 2025. And if you ask me, this new moon is definitely right on time, with us closing out those Pisces cycles and headed into this 2026 year, which is a 1 year set for so many new beginnings, especially with all that Aries energy in 2026. Yeah, we definitely want to be thinking big and utilizing that Sagittarius energy of abundance, and definitely set ourselves up nicely so we can put in that grind for Capricorn season. Yeah, this is a two-part energy, okay? And this final new moon of this 2025 calendar year is sitting at that abundant degree of 28 degrees. So we are definitely going to utilize that energy and make the most of this new moon, okay? But before I get too deep into it, you already know what it is. Go ahead and hit that like. Go ahead and subscribe to your girl and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of this cosmic tea that I want to sip with you. Now let's get into it. Now, if you're new to my channel and you don't know the tea about new moon, full moon energy, new moons are always utilized to set the intention, whereas full moons are used to release energy. The moon itself is ruled by Cancer. It's nurturing energy, it's water energy, it's emotional, it's empathetic, it's intuitive, and it deals with the mind, okay? If I was to describe this new moon as a drink, I would have to say it's a double shot of espresso with a shot of courage on the side. That's Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and it is big. It is expensive. It is gaudy. It can even sometimes be greedy, okay? Sagittarius energy is optimistic. It makes you believe that anything is possible. It's all about that hope. It's all about that journey. Sagittarius energy is that truth seeker that's always going to walk by faith, okay? It gives us that vision of anything is possible. It takes us on that adventure. And being that final fire sign, it definitely gives us that energy to just go for it. When I see this energy, the only thing I can think of is,
Baby, think big, bitch! Think big, bitch!
and Unc don't even know he inspired generations with that quote. This moon inspires us to ask, what is your biggest, wildest, and most unapologetic truth? Now, this is all about those long-term goals, those travel plans, that urge to finally enroll in that course or write that book, or even start that YouTube channel. All I'm saying is, whatever the dream is, the universe is definitely urging us to either go big or go home, okay? Now, with that being said, the universe can be a little messy, because this moon just happens to be squaring that Saturn and Neptune. And this can be a little dramatic. This could be where a lot of the drama comes in around this new moon energy, honey. Now, this new moon squaring Saturn in Pisces is basically saying, let me see you do it. Oh, you got big dreams? Oh, okay. Let me see you do something with it. Where's the receipts? What are you going to do? What are you going to build? How are you going to build it? Do you even have a plan? I mean, Saturn is really getting in that ass. But what Saturn is really coming in to do is to be practical. Saturn really do be wanting the best for us, okay? It really does. And it just kind of wants to remind us that, yes, we want to dream big, but we also want to make sure that we have a concrete plan. It's really just that balance of freedom and responsibility. Now, in addition, this new moon is also squaring Neptune, which is also in Pisces still. And Neptune is all about those illusions, those delusions, those fantasies. So this can sometimes make your vision a little blurry, or have you get so lost in the dream that you forget to set the actual goal for how you need to accomplish it. Now, when it comes to difficult aspects dealing with Neptune, anytime you have that, you always want to make sure that you are not self-sabotaging. And placements like this, you could be your own worst enemy. You definitely want to look out for any type of misunderstandings around this time. And also, your discernment may feel a little off. It may feel just a little off. Most importantly, this is going to be our time to realign back with our most authentic truth. This is a recommitment to our true journey and our true path. Since that new moon is in Sagittarius and the sun is also in Sagittarius, you could just about guarantee that there is going to be some uncomfortable truths coming out to light. This is just contributing to that closure that's needed with all of that Pisces energy with Saturn and Neptune. Now, because that Sagittarius energy in the moon is square Neptune, we do want to watch out for any type of spiritual psychosis or any type of spiritual confusion during this time. This is definitely not the time to align yourself with any spiritual gurus. I mean, wait till after this energy passes and then see what you want to do from there. Now, Sagittarian energy can be a little arrogant at times, so you do want to make sure that you're not being a know-it-all. This is going to be a time, especially with family, that, y'all might bump heads because people are going to be a little headstrong in their opinion. Also, you might be a little blunt, okay? Sagittarius energy doesn't really do filters. And, it is the sister sign of Gemini. So, yeah, it don't do filters. And with the holidays being right there, yeah, please don't do no rumble in the jungle with the family. It's not worth it. No doubt, speak your truth, but yeah, don't let it lead to an argument. Another thing is Mars will be entering Capricorn a few days before. So that's going to add a little bit of extra energy to that firmness of that Saturn energy. In addition, we'll be coming upon the winter solstice on the 21st. So this new moon is definitely getting us prepared for that because that is entering into Capricorn season, where these big dreams that we're actually putting together for this new moon and setting our intentions with, we're going to be putting the work in on Capricorn season because we already done came up with a plan like it told us to. You know what I'm saying? The energy is telling us what to do. We just got to do it. Now, another aspect that might affect this moon energy is we do have Jupiter square Chiron. So this is going to bring out some emotions. Now, because Jupiter is Sagittarius home, of course, this is going to cause some effect on that moon. And the moon is already emotional anyway. That is where our emotions are. It is our energy in motion. That is the moon, right? And when you think of Chiron, for those of you who do not know, that is the wounded healer. That is the part in our natal chart that is our wound from life. We've carried it since our childhood and we've never really healed from it. So by Jupiter coming in and expanding that, and that Sagittarius new moon, like illuminating that, that's going to definitely bring some big emotions during this time. You're going to have the urge to heal those old wounds. And especially, like I keep saying, we have those Neptune and that Saturn in Pisces that's closing out that final era. But this energy definitely calls for emotional maturity. This is not I'm gonna get this bitch told type of moment. This is, like I said, this is that emotional maturity that we all need. Because we are definitely not taking the foolishness into 2026. Like we are about to cross over to this new calendar year. Not the astrological year. Now, the astrological new year doesn't start until Aries season. However, the end of this calendar year, yeah, we're not finna do it. So, yeah, let's wrap it up. And the best way to do that is by releasing whatever needs to be released and setting that new intention for that bigger goal, honey. And I got the tea on where your focus needs to be based on your rising sign. So go ahead and get your pen and pad, because I'm definitely about to give you the 411 on where this sits in your chart. Starting with my Aries risings. Now, Aries, this falls into your 9th house. Now, this is the Sagittarius house. This is that house of wisdom, travel, adventure, and of course your expansion. Now, the thing about it is, because you are also both fire signs, you would think that this energy would be a little bit more harmonious for you, which it is. But the only difference is with Sag, it's so much bigger. Aries energy is that initial spark, whereas Sagittarius energy is that bigger picture. Aries energy is like that strike of a match, and Sagittarius energy is like that forest fire that match had created. You know what I mean? Sometimes Aries energy has a really hard time waiting around for that bigger picture. It wants things right now. But this 9th house energy is encouraging you to set that goal. So this is what I need you to do, Aries risings. I need you to put the landmark of that bigger goal and write that out. Then what I need you to do is write out a daily goal that would help you every single day get to that bigger picture. You see, with Aries, because of the fact that you need that instant gratification, those smaller goals will actually give you that fire that will definitely encourage you to keep going to that bigger goal. And it also takes your focus off of that bigger goal, even though you know that that is your destination, because this is a journey for you. Now, I have created journal prompts and affirmations for each of the rising signs. So for Aries risings, this is yours. What is my bigger goal? And what small steps can I take daily to get me there? Now, this is really going to take you trusting your wisdom and really relying on that natural gut instinct that you naturally have. Now, with that being said, I do have an affirmation for you as well. And that affirmation is, I trust my inner wisdom and fearlessly pursue the adventures that calls my soul. Now, next up, of course, I have my Taurus risings. Now, Taurus risings, this actually falls in your 8th house of intimacy, shared resources, that transformation house. You know what it is. It's that Scorpio house, baby. Now, with that being said, Scorpio is all about that death and rebirth. So you got to get rid of something to gain something. So this is the time for you to release those old fears around being vulnerable. And that new moon in Sagittarius is expanding that financial commitment and shared resources. This is definitely a time you want to release any type of emotional debt. And that way you can see gains in your emotional commitment. Now, with that being said, your journal prompt is, what energetic ties or shared debts, this is emotional or financial, am I ready to cut and reclaim my power? And yes, you are going to be feeling mighty powerful around this time, so make sure you utilize that energy for that. Now, your affirmation is, I am safe to merge my energy and resources with others in a way that is empowering and reciprocal. The key word being reciprocal, okay? I mean, one thing that you really understand or understand is resources, so I don't think you'll have a problem with that, but yeah. That one was for you, Taurus risings. Now, for my Gemini risings, this actually falls in your 7th house of partnerships, marriage, and also your open enemies. Like, I like to throw that out there because I think we don't really speak on that enough. I think we need to talk on that a little bit more, okay? Those open enemies, okay? Now, yes, that 7th house is definitely ready to hold an open house for all of those one-on-one commitments. And this could be personal or professional. Like, keep that in mind now. This new moon wants to definitely expand this area for you. So you probably already been lightweight feeling that. Like, you've been looking at your partnerships or your relationships and like, is this what I'm going to be wanting to do long term? You know, you're really thinking about that. Now, your journal prompt is, how can I bring more honesty, optimism, and vision into my most important relationships? You may find that that new moon might illuminate something in that area for you where it will have you ask that question. Anywho, let's get into the affirmation. So the affirmation for my Gemini risings is, I attract partners who are honest, inspiring, and fully committed to growth alongside me. And that is incredibly important that y'all are on the same page and are mirroring the same behavior. This is about equal balance in the relationships that you are in. All right, with that being said, Cancer risings, you're up. And for my Cancer risings, this actually falls in your 6th house, which is that health, routine, work. You know, it's that Virgo house, okay? Now, this energy is all about those small, everyday, just general tasks that we get knocked out and accomplished on a daily basis that help give us to that bigger goal. Setting a long-term goal that is around health and wellness is also not a bad idea around this time for you Cancer risings. I feel like there may be an emphasis around mental health, which you already may be feeling that, but definitely something that I am seeing. Now, your journal prompt is, what small, consistent habits can I implement today that will lead to a bigger, healthier life 6 months from now? And yes, we put a time frame on that one, honey. Now, in addition, your affirmation is, I commit to a joyful, consistent routine that honors my body, mind, and spirit. Now, when it comes to my Leo risings, this actually falls in your 5th house. This is your home house. And this is all about that creativity, romance, and self-expression. Like, it is definitely time for you to go ahead and launch that creative project that you have been pursuing, or go ahead and give that passionate partner that you've been seeing that chance, okay? Leo risings, you've been on one, especially with Pluto opposing your first house, honey. This new moon is reminding you it is definitely okay to embrace that new uniqueness. It's time for you to find that joy in the world and have a good time. This new moon is definitely calling you to have big fun, okay? Now, your journal prompt is, if I were guaranteed success, what wild creative endeavor would I start purely for the joy of it? Definitely an emphasis on your creative passions leading to your expansion. Okay, Leo risings, just know that. And with that being said, let's move on to my Virgo risings, because this falls in your fourth house of home, family, and emotional foundation. Now, that fourth house is that Cancer house. It is that moon house. Okay, so you might be feeling this a little bit. Okay, you might be feeling this a little something, something. Now, there is a big emphasis on nurturing yourself. Virgo risings, you definitely have a tendency to want to do things for others. You have a tendency to focus a lot on others because you don't have to focus on yourself. You know what I mean? This moon is definitely requiring you to take care of home. This is all about your emotional and psychological peace, building a joyful comfort zone. Now, Virgo risings, I do want to throw this out there with that fourth house being with family. You know, there could be an expansion on families, just to let you know, okay? So if you ain't ready for all that, be careful out there, okay? Be careful out there. But Virgo risings, you're definitely healing those old family narratives in order to bring in that new peaceful and optimistic household that you are building. Now, this could play out physically too, because there might be some upgrades with your home, Virgo rising. Okay, just know that. Now, for my Libra risings, this actually falls in your third house of communication, your local travel, as well as your siblings and your neighbors. Also deals with early education, just your overall local learning environment, okay? Now, Libra risings, go on and start that podcast. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and do what you've been thinking about doing. Now, I already know some of you probably are picking up a new language. You're picking up some type of new skill. That's some international skill at that. Or you starting that book, or even that blog. I don't know what it is, Libra risings, but go on and do it. It's right there. Go on and do it, okay? That's what the Sagittarius new moon is urging you to do. Now, with that being said, your journal prompt is, what is the honest, unfiltered message that I am ready to share with my immediate environment and community? And let that be the topic of your first discussion, okay? Now, your affirmation is, my words are powerful, truthful, and open the door to new and exciting connections, period. Now, moving right along to my Scorpio risings. Now, this actually falls in your second house. And this is your money, your resources, and also your self-worth. And all the materials in between, baby, okay? Now, for you, this energy is definitely bringing in that fresh financial plan, this investment plan, this long-term goal that you have created, Scorpio risings. You are definitely looking to align with that new financial energy that you have been feeling. Yes, you've been feeling that new tax bracket energy. And that expansion is coming in to make you feel that, so you can get on that. All right. It wants to provide that feeling for you so you can get on that goal. All right. Now, being a fixed sign, you have no problem sticking to the plan and getting things done. However, sometimes your emotions can take over. Please do not allow your emotions to take over this, okay? Do not let your emotions be your co-pilot in this, okay? Now, with that being said, your journal prompt is, what deeply held belief about my self-worth or money am I ready to be transformed into a belief in limitless abundance? Now, the affirmation that I have for you, Scorpio risings, is, I align my resources with my deepest values, and I trust in my inherent ability to create wealth. And you are definitely going to be creating some good wealth in 2026. So just get ready for it, Scorpio risings, okay? Now, next up is my Sagittarius risings, and of course, this is falling in your first house of self and identity and new beginnings, honey. Now, I know you feeling this new moon energy hectically, right? It's really aggressive on your first house, right? So you're really feeling the need for this new identity and to define your personal philosophy. You are really feeling that pressure to just expand your overall life in every single aspect, like the way you look, your job, just everything, your family, everything. The universe definitely supports you in all of this, okay? Because you are setting that intention into that powerful new life cycle, okay? Now, with that being said, your journal prompt is, who is the most authentic, free, and purposeful version of myself that I am ready to embody right now? And I really want you to be realistic with this because I want you to be able to really embody that energy. That's why I want you to write it out. That way you're able to see exactly what you are going to be embodying for this new version of your overall self, okay? And this new identity that you have created for yourself. Now, with that being said, I do have an affirmation for you as well. And your affirmation is, I am a fearless seeker of the truth, and my life is guided by hope, freedom, and bold action. Now, up next is my Capricorn risings, and Capricorn risings is falls in your 12th house of closure, subconscious, and spiritual retreat. Now, you are used to this feeling, right? Because right now you still have that Pisces and Saturn energy going on. So this energy intertwined is no different for you right now, okay? Now, it typically takes you a while to set that intention and go for that goal. Typically, when you start something, you have been thinking about it for a long time anyway. So this is something that has definitely been on the table for you already as far as your expansion, as far as your belief system. And actually, this is sort of a graduation for you, if you will, because you are literally closing out karmic cycles, okay? Like Cap risings, you really have been doing your big one. I'm just saying. Now it's time for you to set up that karmic abundance for your family bloodline. You've been working on your spiritual healing this whole time. So now it is time for your spiritual breakthrough. And you definitely assisted with paying that karmic debt for your family bloodline. And now it's time to move on to bigger and better things, honey. And your journal prompt is, what limiting story or pattern must I lovingly release so that my highest potential can finally reveal itself? This is bigger than the body for you, baby. This is about expanding the spirit. And this is definitely a soul's journey. So don't sleep on how serious this is, okay? So Capricorn risings, your affirmation is, I find clarity in stillness and I trust the unfolding of my spiritual and unknown path. Now, my Aquarius risings, this actually falls in your 11th house. This is home for you. Now, of course, that 11th house is all about those friends, that community, your hopes, your social media, and also that rebellious justice spirit. Now, this energy is all about expanding your tribe. Now, prior to, you were probably already feeling like a lot of the environments that you were in or a lot of the community groups that you were involved with were starting to feel a little toxic, okay? They weren't feeling like they were evolving like you were. Your vision has changed. So that means that collective vision has to change as well. So you're going to start seeing and meeting people that is on that same spiritual journey or that same spiritual path that you're on. You're going to have this natural energy to just want to network with others as well. And this is going to be a good thing for you to do. Also, you are being in your most authentic energy, and you're also planting those new seeds for the collective energy. Now, during this time, I just know you're very focused on those future goals, and it's all about expanding your networks. You're probably expanding your social media. This is going to be a great time for growth in how you can grow your social media accounts. One of the biggest things that you should be able to do during this time is sharing your wisdom. That's going to be a big thing for you, okay, Aquarius risings? Also, the 11th house deals with astrology. So if you're an astrology girly like me and you know a little something about it, go on and hop on that mic and go ahead and tell what you know. You're going to help somebody, okay? And it's going to help expand your network, okay? And your friend group, your community. Now, with that being said, Aquarius risings, let's get into that journal prompt, okay? And that is, what revolutionary version do I have for the world? And what community can help me bring that vision to life? You are definitely going to find that tribe that you've been longing for. And you've had some time of isolation. So that tribe is definitely looking for you too. All right. Now, with that being said, your affirmation is, I am an inspiring part of a network that elevates and empowers my future. Now, lastly, I have my Pisces risings. Now, Pisces risings, this falls in your 10th house of career, public image, and legacy. It also has that little karmic twinge behind it, okay? You already know. It got a little Saturn on it. I always tell y'all that. So, of course, your expansion deals with your career and your public image and just overall legacy. Like, that's where the expansion is. So you need to be focused on your true purpose, okay? And this is going to be the perfect time to go ahead and launch that and do it as a professional venture, okay? This is about that long-term career. This is about those long-term goals. Now, Pisces rising Saturn, if it didn't teach you nothing else, it should have taught you some discipline during that time that it's been over in Saturn now, okay? So since you've been over in Saturn visiting this whole time, you and Saturn should have been putting together a plan of action, okay? So this new moon in Sagittarius energy is begging you to go ahead and bring that plan that you've been working on to action. It's time to launch. It's time to start it. Go ahead and put that bad boy into motion, okay? And while you're at it, go ahead and write down this journal prompt. What grand professional vision honors my true purpose? And what is the next step to claim that authority? Now, that affirmation, Pisces risings, that I have for you is, I am ready to claim my authority and build my legacy that inspires and educates the world. Now, Cosmic Cousins, I honestly feel like I need to give everybody a round of applause. This year, we have really done a lot of work. And of course, these transits are just getting started. 2026, we got some big things going on and we got some big transits ahead. Now, pretty soon, I will be coming to you with my video about the predictions for the rising signs of the 2026 transits. So be looking out for that very soon after this video drops. Those should be dropping very soon after, okay? Now, I just want to say, Cosmic Cousins, this is just the beginning. We are all on our way to this expanded new versions of ourselves in all different types of ways. Now, 2026 is damn sure not going to be all roses and butterflies. However, we are going to just focus on the positive and make sure that we focus on our expansion, baby. We are all about our legacy over here. And this new moon is definitely reminding us to stay focused on that bigger goal. And that is exactly what we intend to do. Ain't that right, Cosmic Cousins? Ashe, ashe, ashe. Now, with that being said, and you made it this far, don't forget to hit that like. What are you doing? And make sure you subscribe to your girl. And don't forget to hit that notification bell, especially because, like I said, I have some great things coming up on the agenda. We are all about expanding our life here, and I am always going to give you the tea on how to do that. And yeah, if you follow those steps, and I'm talking about your natal chart steps, you will always find yourself exactly where you are supposed to be. That's right, Cosmic Cousins. Now, I appreciate all the likes, I appreciate the comments, and I appreciate all the love that I've been receiving on my videos. And I definitely want to give a special shout out to those Cosmic Cousins that have hit me up and allowed me to do readings for them. Thank you so much. I have appreciated being able to assist you and offer my wisdom to be able to assist you with your future plans, okay? And I definitely want to give a special shout out and a special thank you to those individuals and those Cosmic Cousins that have sent donations. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your support. I appreciate the ones who have allowed me to assist them with readings. And I just appreciate the likes, and I appreciate you being here right now. So thank you so very, very much, Cosmic Cousins. And until next time, I'm out.